Hello students, in halogen derivatives we are going to study the methods of preparation. In the previous video we have studied the preparation of halogen derivatives from the alcohols. Now the next method for the preparation of halogen derivatives is from hydrocarbons. From hydrocarbons. Preparation of halogen derivatives from hydrocarbons is possible by various methods. Number one is hereby halogenation. Halogenation. The halogenation of hydrocarbons, saturated and unsaturated hydrocarbons, can give the halogen derivatives. But this halogenation of hydrocarbons is not a suitable method for the preparation of alkyl halides. Alkyl halides means monohalogen derivatives, and for the preparation of these monohalogen derivatives, the halogenation of hydrocarbons is not a convenient method, because the halogenation of an alkane, halogenation of a hydrocarbon which may be a saturated hydrocarbon like alkane or unsaturated hydrocarbon. So by halogenation in presence of ultraviolet light, there is a formation of monohalogen derivatives as well as polyhalogen derivatives. The reaction is not restricted after the formation of the monohalogen derivative. The reaction doesn't stop after the formation of the monohalogen derivative. Here, after the replacement of one hydrogen atom, there is formation of CH3Cl. But this CH3Cl further react with the chlorine to give a dihalogen derivative. The dihalogen derivative further react with chlorine to give a trihalogen derivative, and the trihalogen derivative further react with the chlorine to give the tetrahalogen derivative. In this way, the reaction will continue until all the hydrogen atoms from the hydrocarbon get replaced. The reaction will continue until all the hydrogen atoms from the hydrocarbon will get replaced. Means this method will give a mixture of various types of halogen derivatives. But here, if we have to prepare the monohalogen derivatives, that is the alkyl halides, then this method will not be convenient, because it results in the formation of various types of halogen derivatives. Monohalogen, dihalogen, trihalogen, tetrahalogen. In this type of halogen derivatives are formed here, and therefore this method is not a convenient method for the preparation of halogen derivatives, that is the alkyl halides. Now, from hydrocarbons, from the unsaturated hydrocarbons, we can obtain the halogen derivatives by addition of hydrogen halides. Hydrogen halides in alkenes. You know the alkenes are the unsaturated hydrocarbons. They are the unsaturated hydrocarbons, and the hydrogen halides, when added in these alkenes, then there is the formation of the corresponding halogen derivatives. By the addition of hydrogen halides in the alkenes, we can obtain the halogen derivatives. Now the alkenes are two types: symmetrical alkenes and unsymmetrical alkenes. This ethene, which is an example of symmetrical alkene. It is a symmetrical alkene. In this symmetrical alkene, when any hydrogen halide is added, then there is the formation of a single product. During the formation of the product, the hydrogen will combine with one carbon and the halogen will combine with the other carbon, and there is the formation of the single product. Single product is resulted here. So any symmetrical alkene can give the single product. It will give the single product by the addition of hydrogen halide. We can take another example of symmetrical alkene. Its name is but 2-ene. It is a symmetrical alkene, and here when we add the hydrogen halides such as HBr, there is the formation of CH3CH, Br, CH2, CH3. So during this addition from the hydrogen halide, the hydrogen will combine with the one carbon and the halogen will combine with the other carbon. There is no choice to which carbon the hydrogen or the halogen will combine. Out of these two carbon atoms, the hydrogen can combine with any carbon atom, and therefore the halogen will combine with the other carbon atom. And therefore there is the formation of a single product. Here 2-bromobutane is formed. So only a single product is formed when we add any hydrogen halide in the symmetrical alkene. But when we add the hydrogen halides in the unsymmetrical alkene, CH3, CH, Cl, double bond CH2. It is a propene. Propene is an example of unsymmetrical alkene. And in this unsymmetrical alkene, when we add any hydrogen halide, then this addition occurs according to the Markovnikov rule. Markovnikov rule. Markovnikov rule is obeyed here for the addition of this hydrogen halide in the unsymmetrical alkene, and according to this Markovnikov rule, which we have studied earlier in the 11th standard, according to this Markovnikov rule, the negative part of the hydrogen halide, this is the reagent, unsymmetrical reagent, and this unsymmetrical reagent has two parts, positive part that is the hydrogen and negative part that is the halogen. According to the Markovnikov rule, the negative part of this hydrogen halide will combine with the carbon atom of alkene having the less number of hydrogen atoms. So here CH3, CH. Now this is the carbon with the less number of hydrogen atoms, and therefore this Cl will combine with this carbon, and the hydrogen will therefore combine with the other carbon atom, and there is a formation of 2-chloropropane. So Markovnikov rule is stated as in the addition of unsymmetrical reagents such as hydrogen halides in the unsymmetrical alkene, the negative part of the reagent combines with the carbon atom of alkene having the less number of hydrogen atoms. So here Markovnikov rule is obeyed. According to the Markovnikov rule, there is a formation of 2-chloropropane, which is a major product. But along with this major product, there is a formation of the minor product also, and this minor product will be against the Markovnikov rule. Means here the negative part will combine with the carbon with the more number of hydrogen atoms, and the hydrogen, that is the positive part, will combine with the carbon with the less number of hydrogen atoms, and it will be a minor product. So two products are formed here. We have seen in the symmetrical alkene there is a formation of the single product. The symmetrical alkenes give single product by the addition of hydrogen halide, but the unsymmetrical alkene give two products. One is the major product and other is the minor product. The major product is resulted according to the Markovnikov rule. By obeying the Markovnikov rule, there is a formation of the major product. So this is the major product and this is the minor product. 1-chloropropane will be the minor product here, and 2-chloropropane is the major product. We can take one more example of unsymmetrical alkene. CH3, CH2, CH, double bond CH2. In this unsymmetrical alkene, if we add HBr, it is unsymmetrical alkene. HBr is unsymmetrical reagent. Here the Markovnikov rule is obeyed. According to this rule, the addition will occur. The negative part of these reagent, that is the Br will combine with the carbon atom having the less number of hydrogen atoms, and the hydrogen will combine with the other carbon atom. So there is the formation of two products, CH3, CH2, CH, Br, CH3, and other product will be, now this Br negative part will combine with the carbon with the more number of hydrogen atoms, and there is formation of CH3, CH2, 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 Br. So here two bromobutane and one bromobutane. These are the two products. Now here the product which is formed according to the Markovnikov rule will be the major product, and therefore this is the major product, and the other product which is formed opposite to the Markovnikov rule will be the minor product. It is the minor product. So in this way there is a formation of two products, one is the major, other is the minor product. Now here, if the same type of addition of unsymmetrical reagent in the unsymmetrical alkene is carried out in presence of organic peroxide. Suppose you take here the example of propene, which is unsymmetrical alkene, and in this propene, if we add unsymmetrical reagent, that is the HBr, in presence of peroxide, organic peroxide such as benzoyl peroxide, it is the benzoyl peroxide. So in presence of a suitable peroxide, if we add the unsymmetrical reagent in the unsymmetrical alkene, then the addition doesn't occur according to the Markovnikov rule. The addition occurs opposite to the Markovnikov rule. Means here the addition occurs according to anti-Markovnikov rule, and it is known as the peroxide effect. And by the peroxide effect, what will be formed? Now the negative part of the hydrogen halide will combine with the carbon atom of the alkene having the more number of hydrogen atoms, and the hydrogen, that is the positive part, will combine with the carbon atom having the less number of hydrogen atoms. And here therefore there is formation of CH3, CH2, CH2, Br, one product, and the other product which is formed will be CH3, CH, Br, CH3. So here peroxide effect is stated as peroxide effect, which is also known as the anti-Markovnikov rule. According to this peroxide effect, in the addition of unsymmetrical reagent like HBr to the unsymmetrical alkene in presence of the organic peroxide, the negative part of the reagent combined with the carbon atom of the alkene having the more number of hydrogen atoms. This is the peroxide effect or anti-Markovnikov rule. And here the product, out of these two products, this product is formed according to the peroxide effect, and therefore this is the major product, and the product which is formed opposite to the peroxide effect, it will be the minor product. So here it is possible to decide the major and the minor product. So here two products are formed. In the addition of hydrogen halide in the unsymmetrical alkene, two products are formed, one is the major, other is the minor. Symmetrical alkene give only single product, but unsymmetrical alkene give two products. According to the Markovnikov rule, two products are formed. According to the anti-Markovnikov rule, that is the peroxide effect, again two products are formed. But here the major product is formed according to the peroxide effect, and here the major product is formed according to the Markovnikov rule. So what is the difference between the Markovnikov rule and the peroxide effect? According to the Markovnikov rule, the negative part of the reagent should combine with the carbon atom of alkene with the less number of hydrogen atoms to give the major product. And according to the peroxide effect, the negative part of the reagent should combine with the carbon atom of alkene having the more number of hydrogen atoms to give the major product. So in this way, we can obtain the halogen derivatives from the alkenes by the addition of hydrogen halides. Now here you should know that the alkenes can give the dihalides. This is an alkene, symmetrical alkene. Suppose ethylene is taken here. When we add here chlorine or bromine in presence of carbon tetrachloride. Carbon tetrachloride, in presence of this carbon tetrachloride, if we add the chlorine or bromine in this symmetrical alkene, then there is the formation of the vicinal dihalide. Vicinal dihalide is formed here. Out of the two halogen atoms, one halogen will combine with this carbon and other halogen will combine with the second carbon. Here these two halogen atoms are attached to the adjacent carbon atoms, so the dihalide is known as the vicinal dihalide. So how to obtain the vicinal dihalide? The vicinal dihalide is obtained by the addition of halogen in the alkene in presence of the carbon tetrachloride. Then here again you should know that when an alkene such as propene, this is propene, this is an alkene, unsymmetrical alkene, this is the symmetrical alkene, this is unsymmetrical alkene. Now in this propene, this carbon is a allylic carbon and these hydrogens are the allylic hydrogens. So here when we react this propene with chlorine at high temperature, then at the high temperature what happens there? There is a replacement of allylic hydrogen. These three hydrogen atoms are allylic hydrogen atoms. With respect to this carbon-carbon double bond, these three hydrogen atoms are allylic hydrogen atoms. So one of the allylic hydrogen gets replaced by Cl. And then the formation of what is formed here? Allyl chloride. Its name is allyl chloride. So it is also a halogen derivative, allyl chloride. So allyl chloride is obtained from the propene by the reaction with chlorine at a high temperature. The propene is reacted with chlorine at high temperature, then the allylic hydrogen is replaced by Cl to give the allyl chloride. Then another method to obtain the halogen derivatives by the halogen exchange. By halogen exchange. Now when the alkyl chlorides or alkyl bromides are reacted with sodium iodide in presence of a solvent such as acetone or methanol. We can take acetone or methanol as a solvent. Then there is the exchange of halogen. Halide ion get exchanged. Cl negative get exchanged by I negative. Cl negative get exchanged by I negative, and there is the formation of corresponding alkyl iodide. Here also there is the formation of alkyl iodide, and here NaCl and here NaBr is formed. So NaCl and NaBr form the precipitate, means it is obtained in the solid state, and later on it gets separated by the filtration. We can filter out NaCl and NaBr. So alkyl bromides and alkyl chlorides are converted to the alkyl iodides, corresponding alkyl iodides, by reaction with sodium iodide, means acetone as a solvent. This reaction is known as Finkelstein reaction. What is the name of the reaction? Finkelstein reaction. It is Finkelstein reaction. And what is the advantage of this reaction? By using Finkelstein reaction, we can convert the alkyl chlorides or alkyl bromides into the corresponding alkyl iodides by the halide exchange or halogen exchange. Halide ion Cl negative get replaced by I negative. Br negative get replaced by I negative. Then the alkyl chlorides or alkyl bromides when heated with the metal fluorides such as silver fluoride, heating is necessary here. Then here halide exchange occur, Cl negative get exchanged by F negative, chloride ion get replaced by fluoride ion, and then the formation of alkyl fluoride. Alkyl fluoride is formed. Plus AgCl is obtained as a precipitate. Here AgBr is obtained as a precipitate. So in this reaction there is an exchange of Cl negative by F negative, Br negative by F negative. So halide exchange occur to give the corresponding alkyl fluorides. These alkyl fluorides are obtained, and this reaction is known as Schwarz reaction. What is the name of the reaction? Schwarz reaction. And what is the advantage of the Schwarz reaction? The Schwarz reaction is useful for the conversion of alkyl chlorides and alkyl bromides into the alkyl fluorides. Because it is very difficult to prepare the alkyl fluorides by the direct halogenation of hydrocarbons. The hydrocarbons cannot be directly reacted with fluorine, and it is therefore difficult to prepare the alkyl fluorides by the alternative methods, and therefore Schwarz reaction is a very useful reaction for the preparation of the alkyl fluorides. Now here silver fluoride, this is the metal fluoride. Other metal fluorides which may be taken here are Hg2F2, mercurous fluoride. In place of AgF we can take antimony fluoride, arsenic fluoride. These are the other fluorides which may be taken here in the Schwarz reaction for the conversion of alkyl chloride or alkyl bromide into the alkyl fluorides. So in this way, by the halogen exchange or halide exchange, we can prepare the corresponding alkyl chlorides, alkyl iodides and alkyl fluorides. Next is the by electrophilic substitution of arenes. Now arenes means the aromatic hydrocarbon like benzene. So here by the electrophilic substitution of arenes, aromatic hydrocarbons, we can obtain the haloarenes, that is the arene halides. This is a benzene. When this benzene is reacted with chlorine in presence of Lewis acid, anhydrous ClCl3, Lewis acid as a catalyst, then the electrophilic substitution occur here. Electrophilic substitution means the replacement of H positive from the benzene ring by Cl positive. Now what is the role of AlCl3? AlCl3 produces Cl positive and Cl negative. And here Cl positive is known as the electrophile. It is the electrophile. Electrophile is generated by anhydrous ClCl3, and this electrophile Cl positive further replaces H positive from the benzene ring. It replaces H positive from the benzene ring, and further H positive and Cl negative forms HCl, the byproduct. So this is the electrophilic substitution reaction. So electrophilic substitution gives the halorine. This is the chlorobenzene, halorine, chlorobenzene. Now here Lewis acids are used as catalyst, and the reaction is carried out at the ordinary temperature. Other Lewis acids are iron Fe, FeCl3. These are also Lewis acids which are used here in the electrophilic substitution. We can take another example. This is toluene. In toluene, position number 2 and position number 6 are the alpha positions, and position number 3 and 5 are the meta positions. Position number 4 is para position. You already know this. This is toluene. When this toluene is reacted with bromine in presence of FeBr3, which is a Lewis acid catalyst, and the reaction should be carried out in dark. Then what happens here? Br2 Br2 is first converted to Br positive and Br negative. Now here Br positive is the electrophile. It is the electrophile. And this electrophile will further replace H positive, that is the other electrophile from the benzene ring. Now the electrophilic substitution will occur at the ortho position or the para position. Electrophilic substitution occur at the ortho position or para position. So here this position number 2 is the ortho position. When there is a replacement of H positive from this position by Br positive, there is a formation of this product. And if there is a replacement of H positive from fourth position, then there is a formation of other product. So these are the two products which are formed here. These are the two products which are formed here. Electrophilic substitution gives two products. One is the orthobromotoluene, and other is the parabromotoluene. So orthobromotoluene and parabromotoluene, these are the haloarenes. These are the halogen derivatives, and they are obtained by the electrophilic substitution. Now, what is the meaning of electrophilic substitution? Electrophilic substitution is nothing but the replacement of one electrophile by other electrophile. Now here which electrophile get replaced from the benzene ring? H positive. H positive get replaced by Br positive. H positive either from this position or this position get replaced by Br positive. Br positive is generated from bromine in presence of this FeBr3 to give these two products, orthobromotoluene, that is the 2-bromotoluene and 4-bromotoluene. So these are formed here in the electrophilic substitution. In this way we can obtain the haloarenes by electrophilic substitution. Now here parabromotoluene is the major product, and orthobromotoluene will be the minor product. Major and minor. How we decide major and minor? This electrophile can easily attack at the fourth position than the second position. It will be quite difficult to attack the Br positive on the ortho position, because at the adjacent position there is a bulkier group, methyl group. Due to the presence of this methyl group at the adjacent position, this Br positive can less easily attack at the position number 2, but this Br positive can more easily attack on the position number 4, and therefore it becomes easier for Br positive to attack at the fourth position to replace H positive from the fourth position, and therefore there is a formation of parabromotoluene as a major product. So in this way we can obtain the haloarenes by the electrophilic substitution reaction. Thank you.